Israel, Most High in Christ bless. You got Captain Enoch here.
Also Jeremiah.
All right, it's another 15 minutes with the captain, and the title is God is in the Storm. All right, so we've heard these things many times. I just want to touch on it real quick. It's going to be brief, but I think it's an interesting topic, especially with the things that's going on today. We're going to start with Matthew 24. Start at verse 3.
Matthew chapter 24 and verse 3.
Uh-huh.
And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, what shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming?
What shall be the sign of your coming, Lord? How will we know what's going on? Read.
And of the end of the world.
So that's a question that we all wonder, right? A lot of us, you wondering that now, not realizing that you're seeing it, right? Not realizing that everything is already showing you that we're at the end, that this is already the end times. Read what Christ said.
And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
That's the number one thing, right? Think about today. Everybody. How many times you could go on YouTube right now and say, just type in Christ here on earth. You have 75 million videos of people talk about they Christ, and then the main one is that fake image of Sibo, Cesare Borgia. We call him Sibo, right? But his image is all over the place. The Christian church was the ones who took it and made it a whole worldwide thing where they say that they are Christ, right? That's why you see their image as depicted as Christ. That's why you see that image. The one with the Most High, when he pointing his finger, looking crazy. That is not the Most High. Sistine Chapel, yeah. That is not the Most High. That's perverted white man. That's what that is. And then they have the little baby angels all over the place, right? Who thought of why the angels got to be babies? That actually should be another topic. But that when you read the scripture, when you read Ezekiel chapter 1, it's chapter 1, right? It don't say that about no dang babies. Where they get that from? That's their own perverse mind. You know how the scripture said, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speak. So that's in their mindset. That's what they thinking about. When they think of an angel, how you think of a white baby? I don't get it. That ain't this class. So anyway, keep reading. That's a sign of the end, though. Watch this. Keep reading.
Verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
That's what we're hearing constantly, right? Constantly, wars and rumors of wars. We see what's going on with Ukraine. They're starting to show videos. I see videos all the time of either Russian soldiers being ambushed and killed or Ukraine soldiers being killed. It's everywhere now. It's wars and rumors of wars, right? Read.
See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
So he said, the end is not yet. Watch this.
For nation shall rise against nation.
Wait a second. For what?
Nation shall rise against nation.
That's what we're seeing. Nation rise against nation.
And kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
That's what I want to say. And there shall be, it says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. I want to deal with the earthquakes and the different storms and different things like that to show you that the Lord is in those things, right? I want to deal with the earthquake first. Okay. And then pull up the one that you then we'll do the one right there under, the one you put up first, Kala. All right, read that.
The overall number of deaths in Turkey and neighboring Syria exceeds 50,000.
Exceeds 50,000. Read.
More than 160,000 buildings containing 520,000 apartments collapsed or were severely damaged in Turkey by the disaster. The worst in the country's modern history.
The worst in the country's modern history. It says it exceeds 50,000. It's probably even more than that. If you're saying 520,000 apartments is, gone, you can only imagine how many, the true number of people that died in that earthquake. Click on that other link.
New Turkey quake kills one person, flattens more buildings.
Go down. Over there on that side of the earth. It's just earthquake after earthquake. It's happening nonstop. Read that. Hold on, read summary. Read that.
Summary. Tremor strikes 3 weeks after quake that killed 50,000.
So these are tremors, right?
Father and daughter rescued from rubble. People told to stay clear of damaged buildings. Disaster complicates election preparations.
I don't care about that part. I read that though.
Osmani, Turkey, February 27, Reuters. An earthquake shook southeast Turkey on Monday, killing 1 person, injuring 110, and causing 29 buildings to collapse.
Damn. 29 buildings. We just read it was 160,000 buildings or something on the last one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sheesh. Read.
Turkish authorities said, triggering frantic work to rescue several people believed trapped in rubble.
So you know it's going to be a higher death toll than that. So you thinking that you good, the earthquake is done, and then the Lord hit you with another one. Go ahead.
The latest aftershock, with a magnitude of 5.6 and depth of 6.15 kilometers, hit 3 weeks after a massive quake that killed more than 50,000 people in Turkey and Syria.
Mm-hmm.
A rescue team carried out 1 man alive, strapped to a stretcher from the rubble of a building in the province of Malatya. Live footage on broadcaster CNN Turk showed.
You can drop that. You can drop that. So that's. I just want to deal with that earthquake. They're constant and they're all over. You see, it's the scripture say be earthquakes in diverse places. So it's in different spots. It's not the same spots. You know what I mean? It's like all over. Go to Isaiah 29 and read verse 6.
Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder.
Wait a second. Read that part again.
Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake, and great noise, and with storm and tempest. Storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire.
So that's letting you know that it's the Most High doing it. That's why Christ said what he said. Those will be the signs when there's earthquakes and things in diverse places. He can say that because he understands that it's the Most High who's visiting and making sure that those things are happening. I understand the Lord is sending those angels to cause these different atrocities and these storms and these. This is the Lord doing these things. Why? Because it's becoming closer and closer to the time, right? The time of the end. Go to Job chapter 27. Job 27. And we're going to look at verse 19.
Job chapter 27, verse 19. The rich man shall lie down, but he shall not be gathered. He openeth his eyes, and he is not.
Mm-hmm.
Terrors take hold on him as waters, and tempest stealeth him away in the night.
Mm-hmm.
The east wind carrieth him away, and he departed. And as a storm hurleth him out of his place.
You see that? So, wow, keep reading.
For God shall cast upon him and not spare.
I want you to understand something. It says that the rich man. So if you notice a lot of the times when it comes to these major storms and these things, the hurricanes and stuff that happen, it's usually hitting the better parts, the better areas, most of the time, right? So the scriptures let you know that it's the Lord that's doing those things. It says that the rich man lie down, but he shall not be gathered. He openeth his eyes, and he is not. Terrors take hold on him as waters. A tempest stealeth him away in the night. The east wind carrieth him away, and he departeth. And as a storm hurleth him out of his place. For God shall cast upon him and not spare. So the Lord is attacking these oppressors of our people with storms. That's what we're reading about. Matter of fact, drop this. Give me Psalms 11 and 6.
Psalm chapter 11, verse 6. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and an horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup.
Mm-hmm.
For the righteous Lord loveth righteousness. His countenance doth behold the upright.
Right. Now watch this. So we just read that God visits in the storm. Then we read that he said he'll upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and an horrible tempest. Pull up the articles. Video, okay, pull it up.
This morning, no respite from the heat wave baking and burning its way across the West. In Northern California, this fire forcing more than 7,000 people to evacuate their homes.
Pause that. Now, this is in California. This is where all the money at, ain't it? This is where most of the money is. A lot of people rich out there. Start it again from the top.
This morning, no respite from the heat wave baking and burning its way across the West. In Northern California, this fire forcing more than 7,000 people to evacuate their homes, unsure when they can return.
Everywhere around me is burned already. It's just so fast. It happens so quick.
And what they'll find when they do. Dozens of houses lost to the flames, others badly damaged.
Damn.
Infrared revealing the scale of the destruction.
Look at that.
You kind of feel helpless. You kind of... I'm not sure if I'll have a home to go back to.
46 million Americans now heading into Labor Day under heat alerts. And day 7 of the heat wave, potentially the most punishing yet. Daily records likely to be shattered in states across the region.
Jeez.
And Salt Lake City entering a 6th consecutive day of triple-digit temperatures. A blistering streak set to continue until Friday. In California,
Hold on.
voluntary
Pause
cutbacks
that real quick. Read that. Psalms 83, 15 real quick. That's crazy.
Psalm chapter 83, verse 14.
15.
So persecute them with thy tempests, and make them afraid with thy storm.
You see that? The Lord says, persecute them with thy tempest and make them afraid with thy storm. Now go to the other one. Because we just talk about a heat wave. Now this is what's going on right now. Watch this. This is in California, right?
More harsh weather expected after Southern California rocked by historic snow, rain, updates.
What? A historic snow and rain event. So we know that they couldn't get rain forever. For a long time. Remember, it was just dried up for a long time. Then we just seen the video where it was a heat wave. It's so hot. Now they getting snow. What? And it don't snow out there. Go back to it. Read that.
A historic weather front. Make it bigger so I can see. Increase the size. Yeah, thank you. A historic weather front that slammed a wide swath of Southern California with stunning snow, record rains, and flooding that prompted air rescues eased its grip Sunday. But more harsh weather is expected this week across the state.
Dang, read.
The first of 2 new storms brought rain and snow Sunday to Northern California. Blizzard warnings will go into effect at 4 a.m. Monday and will last until Wednesday for much of the Sierra Nevada.
Watch this.
Extremely dangerous and near to impossible mountain travel is expected due to heavy snow and strong wind. The Weather Service's Sacramento office warned on Twitter. The snow won't sweep down to the edge of coastal cities as it did in recent days, but this week's forecast for Los Angeles does call for high temperatures in the low 50s, about 15 degrees below normal.
So it's getting colder and colder. It was hot, crazy hot. Now it's snowing, and this is crazy. Give me Isaiah 28 and verse 2. What'd you say?
Isaiah chapter 28 in verse 2. Behold, the Lord had a mighty and strong one, which as a tempest of hail and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand.
You see that? These are the things that we're seeing. The Lord is in these storms, all these things that you're seeing. And it's funny because they blame it on global warming, right? Oh, this is abnormally crazy. We don't know what's going on. We do. We read the Bible. The scriptures are letting us know that this is the Lord. He visits in the storms. He's the one who's sending those angels to make sure these things happen. Get Psalms 107:25, and let me look at Job real quick. Start at verse 23.
Psalm chapter 107, verse 23.
Read.
They that go down to the sea in ships, that do business in great waters, these see the works of the Lord and his wonders in the deep. For he commanded and raised the stormy wind, which lifted up the waves thereof.
That's talking about hurricanes. So those that's in the sea, they see the works of the Lord. They see those hurricanes. Watch this. Pull up what you had.
Damaging 2022 Atlantic hurricane season draws to a close. Okay. The 2022 Atlantic hurricane season officially ends on November 30th, but the impact of Hurricane Ian, Nicole, and Fiona, which brought extensive damage to Florida's coast and Puerto Rico, respectively, will continue to be felt long after the season is over. In total, this hurricane season produced 14 named storms, winds of 39 miles per hour or greater, of which 8 became hurricanes, winds of 74 miles per hour or greater, and 2 intensified to major hurricanes with winds reaching 111 miles per hour or greater.
Sheesh.
An average hurricane season has 14 named storms, 7 hurricanes, and 3 major
You
hurricanes.
see that? So that's been going on continuously. And read that again. Start at verse 23. Read down again.
Psalm chapter 107, verse 23. They that go down to the sea in ships, that do business in great waters, these see the works of the Lord and his wonders in the deep. For he commanded and raised the stormy wind, which lifted up the waves thereof.
Which lifted up the waves thereof, which is speaking about, again, hurricanes. Now give me Nahum chapter 1. We're going to start at verse 1. The book of Nahum chapter 1 and verse 1. Right after Micah. 1 and 1.
Nahum chapter 1, verse 1. The burden of Nineveh, the book of the vision of Nahum, the Elkoshite. God is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth, and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies.
So he reserves wrath for his enemies, and it says he takes vengeance on his adversaries. Read.
The Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked.
And will not at all acquit the wicked. Read.
The Lord hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm.
Stop. You know what's heavy about that is that he's making sure that the prophecy is fulfilled, but even in his anger, he makes sure that he visits in these storms to tear some of their behind up. He is kicking Esau, all these other nations behind in these storms. Turkey, that's them. I'm sure some of our people over there, again, Lord's will, they okay. But a lot of these things that's happening, most of the time, I'm not, because we know he's had earthquakes hit Haiti and things that, places where our people are too. So the Lord, he deals with all, he won't acquit the wicked, but I want you to just think about that, where the prophecies are happening and we still going through all these things, through the trials, the Lord is still sending his angels. Don't think he's forgotten about us. It says the Lord has his way in the whirlwind and in the storm. Read.
And hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm. And the clouds are the dust of his feet.
And the clouds are the dust of his feet, letting you know that he's still tearing behind up because he's angry with what they've done to us. All right, so the Lord is in the storm. Go back to Matthew 24. We'll end it there. Matthew 24. 24, and I want you to read verse 7. Just get straight to it.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. For a nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
Read.
All these are the beginning of sorrows.
So we understand that when it comes to those earthquakes and those storms, all those things that's happening, it's the Lord that's doing those things. He has the hand in those things. All right. So I pray you are edified with that. And with that, we're going to say shalom.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is